Next up is agenda item 22, which is a pilot program for the elimination of Burmese pythons from district lands. And this one's a little bit different from what we normally see and discuss, and we're going to have Rory Feeney address what is being proposed and give us a little background on it. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. I'm here this morning to present for your consideration the implementation of a 60-day pilot program for the elimination of Burmese pythons from South Florida Water Management District lands. For decades, Florida has been plagued with invasive exotic reptiles that have found a home uniquely similar to its native range. Everglades ecosystem with a subtropical climate and shallow waters and abundance of animal life turned out to be a perfect home for the Burmese python. As you can see in this slide here, the comparison from Southeast Asia to Florida Everglades is very similar. In the 1990s, observations of Burmese pythons in the Everglades were few and far between. However, what many of us did not realize was the underlying problem that was about to emerge. With pet owners releasing their growing snakes and reptile facilities damaged during Hurricane Andrew, the population increased dramatically. In the new millennium, observations and stories of pythons in excess of 15 feet were commonplace. As a result, research efforts were ramped up as we began to understand this new species in the Everglades. This slide shows the number of Burmese pythons from 1979 to 2013. And the exponential growth from 2000 on can be attributed to the high productivity rate and females capable of bearing 40 eggs per year, and in some cases over 80. The decline in 2011 can be attributed to the prolonged cold temperatures from the previous year. And here are some photos of pythons that have been caught over the years. This is a female python that was caught in the C-111 basin. A python removed from Water Conservation Area 3B that had a white-tailed deer in the stomach of that python. And then more recently, a python was removed from Biscayne Bay from one of our water quality stations. And this demonstrates the python's ability to adapt to a saline ecosystem. This slide depicts the sightings of Burmese pythons and North African pythons since 2008. While the population is widespread, the density of observations is primarily in western Miami-Dade County. And realize that this data only represents a portion of the actual pythons in the wild, as some estimates range from 10,000 to over 100,000 pythons. The impact pythons have on the Everglades is profound. This slide illustrates a typical diet that a Burmese python would consume over a 5-year period or to reach a length of 13 feet. As you can see, alligators and many fur-bearing animals are included in this diet. And on this next slide, you'll see a video of one of the many battles between a native species and a Burmese python. This video was taken in Big Cypress National Preserve a few months ago. If you look closely, you can see the alligator struggling underneath the water with the python. Given a few moments, you'll see the body of the python wrapped around the alligator. The struggle lasted for more than 30 minutes, and pythons can hold their breath underwater for that long. Unfortunately, if you fast forward to the end, you can see that the python is coming up for a breath of air as it's still wrapped around the alligator under the water. So with that, as a landowner where these species are invading, it is the district's inherent responsibility to manage the lands properly. To that end, the objectives of the pilot program is designed to expand district invasive species removal operations by incentivizing private individuals to engage in python elimination activities on district lands. This 2-month pilot program offers monetary compensation for time spent by participants searching for and eliminating pythons and provides compensation for each python eliminated, as well as active nets removed. The Python program objective is to reduce the python populations on district lands while minimizing environmental impacts and human risk. The district will authorize a maximum of 25 participants to work with district staff to implement the program over 2 months. We will provide procedural instructions, written protocols, and field identification during a program orientation. Afterwards, participants will have access to all assigned district lands to independently engage in program activities. Participants will submit invoices for hours spent on district lands, and payment for pythons will occur on-site at the approved drop-off location. And of course, we've been working with the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation regional local staff to implement this project. This next slide shows the fee schedule for participants. What makes this different than other programs is that the participants will be paid for their activities searching for pythons at a rate of $8.10 an hour, up to 8 hours a day. When they bring in a python, they'll be reimbursed $50 up to 4 feet, and any snake over 4 feet will be reimbursed thereafter $25 additionally per foot. So, for example, a 6-foot python would yield a $100 return. The program areas for this pilot project will be along the C-111 Basin, East Coast Buffer, the Biscayne Bay Coastal Wetland, the Southern Rocky Glades Wildlife Management Areas, Frog Pond Small Game Area, and the Everglades and Francis S. Taylor Wildlife Management Area. This slide shows the timeline, and with your approval, the registration would begin tomorrow, March 10th. The website link will be active tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. And then on March 18th, open enrollment would begin at the Homestead Field Station, where we'll have our people that have logged into and registered for the event. They'll be provided, they'll have to go through a criminal background check, sign waiver forms, and ask questions as needed. 25 qualified applicants will be selected out of that open enrollment period. And then on March 25th, there'll be an orientation for those 25 qualified individuals, where maps, IDs, window placards, and a phone app will be downloaded onto their phone to track their location so we can verify their time spent out in the field and when they were able to get a python. On April 1st, the program will begin, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and the drop-off location and payment for the snakes that they catch will also be available 7 days a week at the Homestead Field Station. The program will conclude on June 1st, where we'll evaluate the success of the program. And with that, staff recommends the following resolution.